So, Brian Menton, pastor to governor.
Yes.
What else have you done in Rotary?
Well, I've been pastor to governor twice because I didn't get it right the first time. They asked you to do it again. Well, I've pretty well been most of the things you could do in Rotary.
Perfect.
At the district level.
And you're where now?
I'm right now, we're living in Peterborough, but I'm a zone coordinator.
Zone coordinator.
I work at the zone level with two other districts beside our own. District 7040, which is Kingston, New York State, and actually Iqaluit.
Nice.
This district is 7040, which is south of us, all the way to Toronto.
And you're past president of this club?
I never did past president.
I
was past president of the Iqaluit Club.
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
And I did a group study exchange from this club.
Korea.
I went to Korea, South Korea. And that was probably the biggest change that happened to me.
So is that a favorite Rotary moment for you?
You know what?
Being here?
I think that gave me the desire to see more about Rotary. So yeah, I would say that is probably the inspiration that got me to where I am now.
Well, thanks for being a part of Rotary, and thanks for coming tonight. This is my good friend Dorothy Menton, Brian's wife.
Hi there, everyone.
And Dorothy, tell us a little bit about what Rotary means to you.
Well, I have to say, especially with the Rotary Club of Haliburton, they do a lot of good local and international events, but I think the one that struck me the most was when the club first started the Christmas party. And the look on everyone's faces, the parents, the children, they enjoyed the skating, the pizza,
and
they
came
at the arena, and they came up and taught. They were so thankful. Thank you for doing this, and they were so appreciative. So, way to go, Rotary Club of Haliburton.
Well, thank you for all your hard work. And do you have a favorite Rotary moment from being in Haliburton?
From being in Haliburton, it would have to be when we brought our two grandkids to the carnival, and explaining Rotary and what we were doing, and the older one, Aiden, said, "Grandma, Rotary rocks."
Perfect. Thanks for coming.
Thanks, Andy.
I am the granddaughter of the first president of the Toronto Rotary Club.
Very nice.
Which was the first club in Ontario.
Nice.
Winnipeg was the first one.
So what year was that club?
1912. I got a picture of him at the conference.
Yeah.
Because it was 100 years when it was same place.
Nice.
We spent our summers up here, and when we came from Toronto on the Friday night, we had to rush to go and do bingo in Fenelon Falls at the Rotary in there.
So you spent your summers down in Lindsay area, Fenelon Falls?
No, yeah, just north of Fenelon.
Oh, nice.
And the piece of property, he bought a point of land.
Just drive up, take the train?
No, drove up.
Drove up? How long was the drive back then?
Oh, it was long, and every different route you could imagine.
And how long?
But there were 29 grandchildren that got to spend their summer together.
Nice.
Because mums didn't work at that time.
Right.
So my uncles all belonged to Rotary in various cities.
Long history of Rotary.
It's in the roots.
And how long have you been a Rotarian?
11 years.
Nice. Enjoying it?
I love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you have a favorite?
I'm a chairperson for RILA.
So
I'm up to my eyeballs right now.
So you're organizing
RILA.
How many kids? 28?
80.
80. Good luck with that, Sharon. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
We appreciate your service in Rotary. So, Alan Bagg, what year were you president at this club, Al?
I was president 73, 74, so way back.
So you were president for the 30th anniversary of the club.
Yes, it would have been.
Nice.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about Rotary and your experience in Rotary. What brought you to Rotary?
Well, I came from Woodbridge and I bought the store at Eagle Lake, and Lou Roberts, who was a Rotarian at the time, wouldn't leave me alone until I was in Rotary. So anyway, I think I joined in 69 because Curry Bishop was the president.
Oh, okay.
And I remember I was about 6 weeks before I got inducted or whatever they do to you. But anyway,
was that Curry's fault?
Yeah, well, something to do with Curry. He kept apologizing. Anyway, they retroactive my time back to when I first started to come. So It wasn't so bad. Yeah.
So do you have a favorite Rotary moment?
Yeah, really was. In my year, we had a night for Frank McIntyre.
Oh, okay.
Now, a lot of the new members here probably don't remember Frank, but he was he joined in '55, and he was our song master for as long as he could do it.
Yeah.
And he rarely missed, and yet he never had much to do with trying for attendance. He just didn't bother with it. But anyway, he was fantastic. We had a big night for him. We had to keep it a surprise, and I remember the night we were having it, some of the fellas got him, took him somewhere, and he kept telling them, "We got to get going. We're going to be late for Rotary." When he came, there was a ton of people.
Yeah.
We were still downstairs in the United Church.
So he was surprised.
Oh, so was he ever?
So you had it at the United Church?
Yeah, I was downstairs,
Nice.
and we couldn't have everybody for dinner.
Yeah.
But, a lot of people came after. We had some local musicians that entertained us, and we had all kinds of. You
remember who the musicians were?
Yeah, Carm Peters was one.
Al
and
Blanchard?
no, Al wasn't, but was. Trying to think of who the second. Marshall. Leighton. Yeah, that was the two that I remember. Yeah, so no, that was a super night, and he deserved it. It was kind of organized by Jack Robertson.
Yeah.
And the old timers there.
Very nice.
Oh yeah.
Very
'Cause
nice.
It wasn't that long. I think it was in '82 he passed away. So it was a nice night for him.
Nice.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to comment on Rotary?
We had Doug DeVolen was our Rotary, not Rotary.
Group study?
Group study exchange.
Right.
Yeah, he was we nominated him, and we had to work hard, but he was accepted.
He was the first?
He went to India. Yeah, first we ever
First one.
had. And he went to India, and when he came back later, he gave a really good talk on his experiences.
Nice.
So it was really
Nice.
good. Oh, I have all kinds of stuff I could talk to you about.
Yeah, all those road tutors.
Yeah, so
Every road tutors.
Yeah, it was fun, and there was a lot of fun had that.
And
year.
how many people would be in the club?
That was one of our another highlight for me was the fact that we were at an all-time high for a while in my year, and we
Membership?
were at 52.
Nice.
It didn't stay there that long, but we were at 52, and it dropped back to the 48 for a long time. But that was pretty good attendance for Haliburton.
Great. Yeah, I wish we had that now.
Yeah, it would be nice.
We're working on it.
Yeah, you're doing fine.
Yeah. Thanks, Al.
Okay.
Enjoy the evening.
Thank you.
Mr. DeVolen, welcome to Rotary.
How about
Glad to
Doug?
have you here. Doug, what year were you president of the Haliburton Club?
82, 83.
82, 83. And do you have a favorite Rotary moment? I was just talking to Al. You were on a group study exchange.
Yes, I had several great moments. Rotary is really good to me. Yes, I went to study group exchange. I think the first one for the club.
Went to
India for 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
Yeah. And the other big, I guess the youth group. I was chair of Five Counties Center for about 7 years with Snoworama.
Yeah.
That was big. I enjoyed that. And then I was the first chair person for the youth student exchange.
Oh,
And we had a girl from Australia, Jenny Wills. I was the first counselor for her.
Do you remember what year that would be?
Oh, you're putting me on the spot. No, I don't.
After you were president?
Before.
Before.
I think before. And Barry, yes, because Barry went to Holland in 1979-80.
Okay.
So he went to Holland as a student exchange, and Jenny was here from Australia. And that
same
was
year?
early. No.
Oh, different.
It was early. Yeah. So I enjoyed the youth and probably.
That's a great program, the Youth Exchange.
Great program.
I'd like to have it back.
Right.
We're working on it. But I always have memories of people in high school that you became your friends and they're Rotary Exchange students.
That's right.
Yeah, so many.
Lifelong friends.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
One more comment about Rotary, any moments, or what brought you to Rotary?
Oh, I think being part of the community, you serve as a group. Every Thursday night you went and had a great meal, sat with 50 people roughly.
So Don Papa says you got to eat somewhere on Thursday night anyway.
That's
so
right.
might as well come to
And
Rotary.
I had a nice connection with the community through Rotary. And we did a lot of things in town, summer carnival, winter carnival, all those activities were super duper.
Well, enjoy the night. Thanks for
you.
coming, and thanks for your contribution to the Rotary Club.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Doug. So, Phil Carroll, member of the Haliburton Rotary Club, one of our newer members. When did you join?
May, June of 18.
And what brought you to the Rotary Club of Haliburton?
Mark Denny's.
Mark Denny's. So somebody...
Well, it was the weekend of the art festival at Head Lake,
Right?
and Mark was selling tickets for the car, and I had been looking at joining anyways, and it just happened to be he was there, and I approached him.
Did you know Mark before then?
No.
Not at all?
No.
Nice. So,
Yeah, and he sold me, and we talked for about 15, 20 minutes on my background, what I did, working with Scott Mission in Toronto, helping out of the church, so...
Santa Claus Parade?
Santa Claus Parade, yeah, for many, many years.
I hear they're looking for a parade chairman to bring the parade back. Just kidding. Enjoying Rotary?
Very much so. Since we were full-time, we retired up here in April of 2018. So to assimilate with the community, we've joined curling, men's golf, women's golf, and Rotary.
Busy.
Busy, yeah.
Do you have a favorite Rotary moment so far in your brief career?
Not yet.
This might be it tonight.
There's been a lot of, working with some of the projects that we've been doing, the Halloween, Dave, the barbecue, the carnival. Yeah, just kind of getting my feet wet.
Yep. Well, hope you enjoy the evening.
That's great.
Thanks very much. Thanks for joining Rotary.
Thank you, Andy.
Thanks, Phil. Mr. Dale Robinson, welcome to Rotary.
Thank you very much.
Dale, what year were you president of this auspicious club here?
1986.
1986. Nice.
Inaugurated.
As president.
Yes.
When did you join? Do you remember?
1976.
So 6
So,
years.
and I was actually a member for 25 years.
25
and I had
years.
perfect attendance for 20 years.
Very good.
Mostly due to Curry's
cracking the whip. And do you have a favorite moment from...
Well, I was thinking about that. We used to have our board of directors meetings at Wiggum. And Bob Morrow was the secretary and Ken Wilson was treasurer for years.
Yeah.
And we used to meet there in the morning for breakfast. And Art would have the cook whip us up a nice breakfast.
Nice.
And Bob Morrow was our conscience. He would never let us do anything we weren't supposed to do. So we started making some kind of plan.
Big job with some of those groups that were there.
Not for Bob.
No.
Bob would just tell you, can't do it that way.
That's it.
And that was the end of it.
No more discussion.
Anyway, it's a great organization. I'm really pleased with the idea of having us back tonight, and I look forward to the night.
Thanks for coming, Dale. Thanks for your contribution to Rotary. Thanks for coming. We appreciate it.
I wouldn't have missed it.
What year were you president of this club?
81, 82, I believe, Andy. Yeah.
And what year did you join? Do you remember that?
It was around 1968, 9, somewhere in there.
Nice.
I had put it off for a little while, but then came back, and I know that Dave Gray kept at me. He said, you better join.
So that's why you joined, Dave?
So Dave Gray,
kept
he commandeered me, okay?
Commandeered you. So you have 25 years with the club.
Yeah.
Is there one or two things, moments that stand out for you?
Well, one thing, I can remember it would have been around 1971, 2. Rick Poole and I were co-chairman of the carnival. And we wanted to do something really special. And at that time, Rick was quite a promoter, okay? He and I both went to school at the University of Waterloo. Anyway, we asked for a $4,500 budget. And I don't think that the board was really happy with that, but they gave it to us. So we brought in the Carlton Show Band, the Highland Dancers from Nova Scotia, Catherine McKinnon,
Holy smokes.
and the Carlsberg horses and all that stuff.
Wow.
And put a show on at the arena, and it went over really, really well. But we really sweated that one, whether or not we were going to make
for
it back.
$4,500.
For $4,500. We almost got Johnny Cash.
Wow.
But that didn't work out. And within the budget. But those times have changed.
They sure have.
The other thing that was fun that we did is on the parade, we used to have the bed races.
Right.
And I would
remember
commandeer the guys, and we'd make a bed and push them down the main street. But anyway.
I remember that.
it was a lot of fun.
And you were card draw chairman or card draw team captain for a lot of years.
For a couple of years, yeah. And
pushed us all hard to sell lots of tickets.
I pushed hard. Hard. No doubt about that. And Lauren Hoffenreis helped me out on that.
Right,
for 2 of the events. Anyway, and it was good fun.
Yeah.
Dave Elstone was in the club at that time. And one of the first ones we did was...
I remember that. PT Cruiser.
PT Cruiser.
Sold out
crazy.
like way
Sold
ahead.
out just like that.
Should have printed more tickets,
huh? Yeah. Anyway, it was... And, Rotary was a lot of fun. We had a great time, I remember, at a convention up in Sudbury. And the other thing we had fun with, we would had the ladies, the Rotary Anns. Don't tell Phyllis I called her a Rotary Anns. And, of course, at that time, it was all guys that were in the club. But we would have a picnic basket, and the girls would make up a picnic basket, and we'd go out to a beach, and we'd bid on anybody's basket, and then you got to eat lunch with them. That was fun. And then the lobster parties that Art and Joan Ward at Wigamog were really good to host us.
Yeah, Wigamog is a recurring theme here.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of fun.
Well, thanks for coming tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks for your service to Rotary.
To be here.
Yeah, glad to have you. Thanks, Dave. Jim, you come from another Rotary club, so tell us a little about where you're coming from and how you ended up here in Haliburton.
Well, my wife has cottaged here for all her life, so we decided to build a house up in Inglesby. I've been coming and helping out with Carnival and other events during the summers.
Yeah.
This was an opportunity to join.
So you're up here full time now?
Oh, we've got the house. We're happy ensconced in Inglesby.
Perfect.
We're in the suburbs, but I chose the Haliburton Rotary Club.
So do you have a favorite moment from the Haliburton Rotary Club or from Rotary in general?
Oh, Rotary in general. Well, they're putting me through the ringer for the 3rd time. I've been president. This is my 2nd club. I joined Rotary in 1989. Been president twice in my previous. In Mississauga. Rotary District 7080. So I came from Rotary Club of Mississauga, Credit Valley, AM. It's a mouthful. But I'm happy here in Haliburton full time.
Great. Any plans for when you're president?
No, nothing in particular. I'm still making sure that I learn all the local habits.
How long have you been coming up here?
Oh, well, I've been coming here. We were married in 73. I joined in 89, so I've been hanging out with the Rotarians up here, helping out when I could.
You're almost a local, so.
Well, good luck on that. Almost.
Thanks, Jim. Hope you enjoy the evening. Yeah, thank you. Where are you now, Dennis?
Well, I'm a Rotarian at Aurelia.
Aurelia?
Just joined Aurelia Club. And my dad was the president of this club, I think about 70, 71. Same time, Harold Herlihy was the district governor. So they sort of did a tag team. Nice. I'm not sure exactly year, but I think it was around that time.
So Dennis is originally from Haliburton.
Yeah.
Grew up here. Was surrounded by Rotary probably your whole life.
As you know, you always did the Rotary things.
Yeah.
Taking the boards out for the ice and for the arena and stuff like that.
So when they had the carnival at the arena and the curling rink.
And they always used to have them a millionaire's night at my dad. We used to have them in the basement. A little bit of games and cards and poker and stuff like that. So sort of grew up with
some would say the good old days.
Yes. And then what we had, did you go on the exchange to Lassar, Quebec?
No.
So they had a group exchange like Cheryl Emerson and Debbie Bishop and all those people. We were that age group, and we went Paul Dawson. So that was a Rotary exchange that they did between.
That'd be quite a crew to have up there.
Yeah. So
in Quebec.
Yeah.
How many clubs have you been a member of?
I guess Haliburton doesn't count, right?
Were you a member of the Haliburton Club?
No, because I was just a kid, right?
Yeah.
I left here when we go to the but I've been a member of Coburg, Bradford, Toronto West, and now Aurelia.
So how long have you been a Rotarian altogether?
Almost 35 years.
35. And do you have a favorite moment or a favorite, probably a whole bunch?
Well, I think Rotary is a lifestyle, and I think the values that my dad always says, you can't beat the values of Rotary. So the 4-way test, and if you live by that, it's hard to go wrong.
Well said. Okay. Thanks, Dennis. Great to see you. Enjoy the evening.
Hi, Andy.
Art Dawson, past president of the Rotary Club. 1980, 81?
That's right.
Is that right?
It was a great year.
It was a great year?
I think I was the youngest president ever. It was a real honor.
And your father was president as well?
My father was the president as well, yes.
Do you know what year he was president? Don't have that master list with me.
No, it's around 1970.
1970?
Yeah.
How long were you a member of the Rotary Club?
Well, 37 years plus 5 years of honorary membership, which I certainly enjoyed.
Wait, how old were you when you joined? You must have been fairly young.
I was 24.
24?
Yeah.
And do you have a favorite moment?
Well, I think my favorite moment was just having the honor of being president. And we had a membership of about 50 people, and they're from various parts of the county, and they all wanted to do what's best for the community. It was fun. We put $25,000 into the park, Rotary Park at that time,
when you were
which
president?
was something that needed to be completed.
Thanks for doing that.
I enjoyed the community, and I admire all the young people that are in here today. It's nice to see some past presidents. Everybody's doing well.
Got lots of new members this year, so keep them back up, close to 30 members now.
Great,
so,
very good. It's a pleasure to be here, and I appreciate the invitation.
Thanks for coming, we really appreciate it, and thanks for your service.
Thank you.
So Valerie, tell us a little about yourself, where you're coming from, and you're going to be a director of Rotary International, I understand?
I am, Andy.
Congratulations.
I am with the Rotary Club of Collingwood, South Georgian Bay, so I had a lovely drive here today in the sunny weather. It was a gorgeous drive through the backcountry. And I want to congratulate the Rotary Club of Haliburton on their 75th anniversary. And I think it's really special the way you highlighted some of your past presidents this year, because it's so special to have that history, and we all have to know where we came from in order to move forward. So congratulations.
That's why we're doing these interviews.
I know.
So it's got to be down recorded somewhere.
And good luck for the next 75 years. We're really looking forward to what the Rotary Club of Haliburton continues to do in this community. So congratulations.
Thank you, and thank you for coming. Welcome to Rotary. The man responsible for this wonderful evening we're going to have here tonight. Ted, tell us a little bit about your experience at Rotary. What brought you to Rotary?
Well, I was just saying to Doug DeVolen, who's here tonight, Doug asked me to join back in 1992, and so I've been here 26 years. Yeah, I'm president this year, second time through. I guess if you don't get it right the first time, they let you do it again. They get a do-over. So yeah.
I don't think that's the case.
Yeah.
Tell us a little about your involvement in Rotary. You've been involved with the district a little bit.
Yeah, so I was president back in 99-2000, and after that I did get involved with the district. I was assistant district governor for a couple years, and district secretary, GSE chair. I did a few jobs. Group study exchange, yeah, sorry. And so I was involved with the district for about 9 years, but then I kind of thought, you know what, I'm doing all this work for Rotary, I should be doing it back home in Haliburton, so I re-engaged with our club and found myself being president again.
Careful what you ask for.
That's right, exactly.
Do you have a favorite Rotary moment or two?
Well, in the big picture, I did a couple of international trips with Rotary. I did the group study exchange to Brazil, so I was with 4 young professionals in Brazil for a month, which was really rewarding. And also, I've done a couple of wheelchair distribution trips with past District Governor Jim Williams, who's here tonight.
Where is he?
He's right over there. And we also did a wheelchair trip to St. Lucia. So those were pretty special Rotary moments for me, outside of the Haliburton sphere. Yeah.
Well, this is going to be a great evening. We got lots of guest speakers. Valerie.
Yeah, Valerie's here. Yeah, we're really excited to have Valerie, for sure. Yeah. Okay,
thanks for organizing this, Ted.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks for your service to Rotary.
All right, thank you.
Welcome to Rotary.
Thank you, Andy.
The first female president of the Rotary Club of Haliburton. What year was that?
2000.
2000. And what brought you to Rotary?
I went on the adult exchange. What was that called?
Group study exchange?
Group study exchange. I went to Australia and New Zealand.
Oh, nice.
And then when I came back, I got asked to join, and I joined, and
the rest is history.
The rest is history.
So how long were you a member?
Until 2001.
And do you have a favorite Rotary moment?
You know what? I was thinking about it today. I have so many favorite Rotary moments. A couple of them. One is when I was inaugurated and we met in the basement of the United Church. And I went to that meeting and there was these 2 long tables with all these men, and I thought, what a cool community to have this group of people meet in the basement of the church, and the food was made by the women in the church, and we sang, and I thought, what a great community I've landed in. So that was one really favorite moment.
So how long have you been in the community?
I had moved up here in 1995. And
so just fairly recently.
Oh, no, 85. Sorry, 85. I'd been here in 85. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, you were almost a local when you got to join Rotary.
Yeah.
Very good.
Another favorite moment is when I lost, my job ended, and I went to do that yoga teacher training, and I came back, and I'd been gone for a month, and I walked in, and everybody said to me, "You're taller." And the Rotarians noticed that my body was different after doing a month of yoga, and I'm like, right on.
Proof that it works.
Proof that it works.
And you're still doing yoga.
And I'm still doing yoga. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Linda, thanks for coming tonight. Enjoy the evening.
Thanks.
Hug. And thanks for coming. He was responsible for bringing me into Rotary. He was my sponsor, actually, in 1994.
That's right.
When I joined Rotary. That was the same year you were president?
Same year as president.
So that was the 50th year of the club.
51st.
51st.
Jerry Broman was the president of the club on the 50th year. I followed him. You were one of my highlights as president.
Thank you.
The second highlight is I was the president that brought in the first female member of Rotary, Linda Chabot.
He was just up here.
A little bit of a controversy on that, but I was also chair of the hospital board at the same time. Busy year.
Busy year.
A lot of fond memories of Rotary. 20 years in Rotary. It's an incredible organization. We do so much in the community, and I love all of the people that you would meet. Like lots of people that I wouldn't meet through my business.
Right.
And Rotary is a fabulous, fabulous organization, and really some of the best years I've spent volunteering.
So I think I know the answer to this question, but how did you come to become a member of the Rotary Club of Haliburton?
Well, I think there's a couple members that approached me and said, you know what, you should join Rotary, be good for your business. I'm an accountant in public practice, and it was a good thing to do. You meet so many different people. I picked up business, but that's not the reason I joined Rotary. I really believe you live in a small community, you got to give something back to your community, and that was a way for me to give back. It helped me grow as a person. I think, Andy, probably the same for you. You take a leadership role, and being president of Rotary is sort of like herding cats. You never get everybody to agree.
We heard that earlier this evening when we got 23 past presidents to get an order into the room. So
it was a great honor, and it's such a great honor to be a president of anything and take a leadership role.
Well, thanks for coming tonight.
Thank you.
Appreciate your membership in Rotary.
You've been a great Rotarian.
Nancy, what year did you become a member of the?
Oh no, I was afraid you'd ask me that. I honestly don't remember. I'm going to guess.
So we just had Linda up here. Were you?
What year did she say?
80, 94, 95?
Okay, so I'd be like 95, 96.
Somewhere in there.
You're
second?
Second woman to join Rotary.
I don't know why we have to make such a big deal about that. It was a big deal.
Yeah,
it was a big deal.
It was a big deal at the time.
And how long were you a member?
14 years.
14 years?
Yes.
And can you pick out one or two favorite Rotary moments?
Absolutely.
All right.
I used to love, am I supposed to look at the camera? Should I look at the camera? I used to love organizing the Rotary parties, especially the Christmas parties.
Oh yeah, you were good at that.
I loved doing that. And so one year I had the many faces of Santa. So we had Don Popple as Santa Elvis. We had Herschel Jacobs as Hawaiian Santa. We had Ted Brandon as Cowboy Santa. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
They all did lip syncing to their songs. That was great fun.
And we had the party up at the ski hill.
We had the lobster party, like steak and lobster at the ski hill. That was really fun. Just at one of the regular Rotary meetings, it was President Jerry Walker's birthday, and I snuck in to the ladies' room, put on a Marilyn Monroe costume, and sang "Happy Birthday, Mr. President" to Jerry Walker. And
I wish we had that on film.
we might. Kissed him on the top of his head with bright red lipstick, and he didn't know it was there. He sat there for the rest of the meeting with this red lipstick on his head. That was fun. It was all great. I loved every minute of being a Rotarian.
Well, thanks for coming tonight, and hope you have a great evening. And thanks for your service to Haliburton Rotary.
You're very welcome.
What year were you president of this club? Do you remember?
I think it was 2006.
We have a list somewhere, so
yes,
we can check that. And what brought you to Rotary Club? in Haliburton?
In the first place?
To join the Rotary Club.
I was actually invited to an information meeting that I thought was brilliant, where you had 4 speakers who talked about what the club did.
Yep.
And I think there were 11 of us that came and 4 of us joined. And
Nice.
I think 3 of them are still here.
And yeah, who's that?
Richard Van Nood was one. I think Maureen O'Hara was another.
Right on.
Yeah, and it was
I
good
remember that
because up until then I didn't really know what Rotary was.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't know what Rotary is all about.
I also remember standing outside because it was after your regular meeting, and while I was waiting outside, I heard a lot of laughter and people having a good time.
Yeah.
Must have been Sergeant at Arms.
Yeah. You try to do that, keeps people around longer.
Yeah.
So how long were you a member of the club?
I was a member here for 9 years.
And you have a favorite Rotary moment, either when you were president or another part of the time with the club?
I really enjoyed the hands-on thing and chairing the auction. But if I had to pick a moment, Steffi Ramos, the exchange student from Ecuador. And we did not host her, but we did do things with her. And when she was doing her presentation, and she showed the pictures of her 3 host families and what she'd done, and then at the end she showed Sherry and I and said this was my unofficial host family.
Nice.
That was a great moment.
Makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wish we had that program back. We don't have it in the club.
Don't have it anymore? Oh, that's too bad. One of the best parts.
We're working on that, but well, thanks for coming. It's really good to see you again. Peter Curry, member of the Rotary Club. What year did you join? Do you remember?
No, I don't. Like 68, 69?
Officially. You probably unofficially, you were probably a Rotarian long before that. Given the history of...
Yeah, my dad was the first president of the Rotary Club. And I was the first son of a president to be...
That was a question we had asked tonight, so we have answered it.
Yeah, there you are. And an interesting event was, before I came in as president, Dave Gray and Brenda Martin and I were in Cognawana, Quebec, fishing, and the guys kept me there till 4 o'clock in the afternoon, the day I was going to be, president. And we flew out of there and then flew directly from there to Wigamog.
Landed on the lake?
Yeah, and my nerves are so bad by the time I got there. I had to say a speech and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, but...
That's quite a way to make an entrance, though, Pete.
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was.
Is there a Rotary moment that stands out for you?
I know my dad was really proud. He was there when we landed, and he was proud that I was going to come in as president.
Yeah.
No, it was a pretty normal year. We met at the United Church. Winter Carnival, exchange students. Nothing
just
stands
normal
out.
Rotary stuff.
Normal Rotary stuff.
Helped everybody out. Didn't make a big deal about it.
No.
That's what Rotary does.
It was good. Yeah. I really enjoyed it. Yes.
Well,
really
Pete,
good.
thanks for coming tonight. Appreciate you being here, and thanks for your service to Rotary.
Glad to be here.
God, it was pretty efficient. Now I know what it feels like to be on the red carpet.
Oh yeah, this is big time.
How are you?
Good. How are you? Chris Bishop, not a member of the Rotary Club. Never have been a member, but spouse of a member.
Spouse of a member, yes.
And
very supportive.
Supportive spouse, as they all are, as they have to be a Rotarian. So, do you have a Rotary memory that sticks out for you?
Oh, a Rotary memory, yes. Well, it was many years ago, and there was an exchange student named Armida from Denmark. And one of her favorite American entertainers was Tom Jones. So it was a Christmas party, and I dressed up as Tom Jones and did lip sync to It's Not Unusual to Be Loved. And she loved it.
Did you get that on tape?
There was pictures. I don't know about tape, but there was definitely pictures. And I think I did a really, really good job in my mind. In my own mind, I did.
You're quite an entertainer.
It was a fun night, and I probably had a couple of beverages to get my nerve up, but I haven't done it since.
Haven't done it since?
No. But
anyway. We might have to try that again.
Yeah, well, who knows? Maybe in the next 25 years.
Any advice for somebody wanting to be a spouse of a Rotarian?
Well, just be very supportive. It's great to be a Rotarians. They do a lot for the community, and if
you want to be a scout.
Did you help out with the carnival?
Oh, we helped the carnival. I helped cook at things and Nancy planned a number of the parties. The
social.
And then especially the lobster parties. Those were very fun. And the dress up, the lip sync. Night Donnie Popple and somebody else had a barroom brawl and broke the whiskey bottles over their head. Yeah, lots of great memories with Rotary. For sure.
Chris, thanks for coming tonight.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate the interview.
Look forward to the evening. Thank you.
Welcome to Rotary, Jerry.
Welcome. Thank you, Past President Andy.
Glad you can make it, Past President Jerry. Do you remember what year you're president?
1999.
99?
I believe that's it.
Okay.
Because Dave Elstone was right in front of me.
We can check the records.
It's a little hard to know that.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I didn't get the centennial year, the blackout year. I was 1 year away from that.
Ted got that, I think. Ted Brandon, was that for you?
Yes.
So, Jerry, you're not originally from Haliburton.
No, I've only been here 41 years.
41 years, so almost a local. What would cause you to join Rotary in Haliburton?
Probably Art Dawson.
Art Dawson. So a person, we've heard that. It's a recurring theme. Somebody kept nagging and nagging.
Yeah, he kept saying he's got to join Rotary. And I was a Kidswood Club before that, and our Kidswood Club fizzled out. We couldn't keep it going.
in Haliburton.
That's right.
So, do you have a moment or two, a Rotary moment or two that stands out for you?
Oh my goodness. Over the 30 years, there's been a few. Some of the parties, I guess. Probably one of the highlights is the year of my presidency. I was Santa Claus. We had it at Wigamog, and Dale Bull was the manager. And I had a hard time, but I convinced her to let me ride in on my four-wheeler.
Inside.
Inside.
Nice.
Bringing the four-wheeler right into the front window.
We heard Marilyn Monroe made an appearance at your birthday, too, one year.
That's correct. She was there.
Yeah, saying happy birthday, Mr. President.
So there has been a few items there.
Any projects that stand out for you?
Projects.
Doesn't have to be when you're president, just the club at all, over the years.
I'm just thinking of a couple things that happened in my year. And we instigated the breakfast meetings at Pine Store.
Right.
So that was in my year. We tried that. And just after, at that same time, we moved the meetings to Pine Store. So that was a big move.
That's a big move.
And one of the other things, we introduced the $20 car ticket in my year.
Another big move.
That was
another big move.
Yeah,
two big moves.
Yeah, so
you're just the right guy to do it, Jerry. You're just nice and calm and even keel, and keeps everybody the same way.
And have fun while we're doing it.
And it worked out well.
Yeah, we're still doing it.
Yeah,
we're still at Pine Zone, and we still sell 20 bucks.
Time to raise the price, maybe. No, I don't think so.
It won't be me doing it, Andy.
Thanks for coming tonight, Jerry.
Yeah,
hope you enjoy the evening.
I will.
Have fun.
Thanks very much.
How are you, Jay?
How you doing?
Welcome to Rotary. Good, good. You?
Good, thanks.
Good to see you.
Yeah, traveled all the way up from Waterloo.
From Waterloo.
Yeah.
So Jim's come all the way from Waterloo.
Yeah, to be here.
And past president.
Yes.
What year?
2006.
We can look it up.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it was 2006.
So, Jim, you're not originally from Haliburton?
No, I'm originally from Hamilton area.
Hamilton?
Yep.
And when did you arrive in Haliburton? What year did you join Rotary? How long did it take?
Well, I got a story about that.
All right.
Okay, so first of all...
We're all about stories here, so...
First of all, I moved up in 1994. And in 96, 97, I joined Rotary. So the way that I joined Rotary was rather unique. Andy Gleekoff used to come in the store every day. So on Fridays, after Rotary, I would ask him, I'd say, Andy, what'd you do in Rotary last night? What'd you do? And finally, after 6 or 8 weeks of me continuing to ask him on Fridays, he said, in only Andy Gleekoff form, why don't you just join Rotary and find out for yourself? So about 3 weeks after that, I joined, and after that, I had 13 years of perfect attendance.
Great.
Yeah.
So is there a Rotary moment that stands out for you, a highlight or two?
I like the carnivals. I like to give back to the community. Now that I'm an honorary member, but I don't belong to the club per se. I come up and I help out on my carnival day.
So you're living in Waterloo?
Yeah.
Are you a Rotarian down there?
No, I haven't really looked into it yet. I just don't have the time. You know, it's different when I own my own business. You can kind of leave when you wanted to.
Yeah.
but when you work for somebody else, it's different.
Yeah, a little tougher.
Yeah, it is. But you know what? I really miss the club. But you know, as they say, life goes on. Right?
Well, you're always welcome back.
I am.
Thanks for making the trip, Jim.
No problem.
Great to see you.
Thanks,
and we'll catch up later inside.
Thanks.
Just tell us a little about where you're from, what club you're from, your experience. You've been a past director of Rotary International, which is a big deal.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure it's a big deal, Andy, but I'm from the Rotary Club of Barrie, Huronia, so Barrie.
Yeah.
I was fortunate to be a director of Rotary International in 2012 to 2014, and then a trustee of what we call the Rotary Foundation from 2015 to 17.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so, how long were you a member of the Rotary Club? You still a member?
Oh, still a member. I'm now 33 years.
33 years. And what brought you to that club? What caused you to join the Rotary Club?
Friends of mine belonged and they asked me. I really didn't know what Rotary was when I got involved.
No, everybody says that. They come up here, didn't know, and then friends asked. Somebody asked them to join.
And you know, in Rotary we always say that somebody has to ask you, and then you get involved and you start to see what it can do.
So you've had a lot more experience than most Rotarians. Is there any one or two moments over the past 30 years or so that stand out?
I've had several what we call Rotary moments, Rotary minutes. The one that kind of stands out is, it's a bit of a long story, but I'll shorten it, is that I was in New York, I was in Long Island, New York at an event. I spoke and somebody came up to me afterwards and explained his story to me. So I'm in Long Island, New York, and then he talked about two clubs where he was a caterer. He was just worked tables.
Yeah.
He was from Barrie, Ontario.
No way.
And it was my club that got him involved in Rotary in Long Island, New York.
Wow.
Longer story, but that's the
gist of it.
That's the gist of it. So,
well, Bryn, welcome to Rotary in Haliburton. Thanks for coming to this evening,
Andy,
and thanks for your service to Rotary.
Thank you
It's
very much.
appreciated. Thank you. Thanks for coming tonight. Really appreciate it. Tell us about where you're coming from and your experience with Rotary.
I'm coming from Sudbury, Ontario, and I've been in Rotary for a little bit over 40 years.
Nice.
And it's through a variety of projects that we've had around the world. I've gotten to travel because of Rotary.
Right.
And I learned so much because of Rotary. You know, Rotary is but such a good learning tool for myself. Meeting of great friends, reacquainting ourselves here tonight, and so on and so forth.
Social experiences,
and just a great venue to learn lots about a lot of different things.
So, Richard, before you joined Rotary, what caused you to become a member of the Rotary Club? There's lots of, there's other clubs you could have joined, probably.
That's right. But I was invited by a neighbor that had been a Rotarian for a few years, and he got me interested, and that's how I joined.
And never looked back?
Never looked back.
Still a member? How many clubs in Sudbury? Two clubs?
Yeah. No, you're right. 2.5. We have a satellite club that we're just getting underway.
Nice.
Just getting going. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about when I was district governor, and of course Haliburton is part of our district. And there was this Maureen O'Hara on my roster as one of my presidents. And I wanted to meet this young lady because, if you recall, Maureen O'Hara was a famous actress in the 40s and 50s. And I said, well, that might be her. Who knows? So I made my way down here, only to find a great Maureen O'Hara as president of the Haliburton Club, and she was a very strong individual.
Yes.
She did a fantastic job that year.
Did you see her tonight?
She is registering us here tonight.
She's our treasurer. So.
Yeah, she's your treasurer.
She's
a great gal, but I just wanted to throw that in.
Thanks very much for coming, Richard. Appreciate making the trip from Sudbury.
You're quite welcome.
Yeah. Welcome to Rotary. Lovely to see you, too.
Yeah.
All the way from Bracebridge, right?
That's right.
Bracebridge,
yes. Bringing greetings from Bracebridge.
All right, so, Jean, what brings you to Rotary? What got you involved in Rotary? You're a past president.
I'm a past president.
Anything else? District?
I was the assistant governor. I was the, what was my title? I was the protection officer for the district, dealing with the...
How long have you been a Rotarian?
Over 20 years.
20 years?
Yeah.
Over 20 years? Nice.
Yeah.
So you obviously enjoy it.
I love Rotary. It's a huge part of my life. It helps give focus and shape to my volunteering, which is something that I really love to do.
And do you have a favorite Rotary moment? over the 20 or so years you've been a Rotarian?
I even got a warning ahead of time to think of one, but there's just too darn many.
Too many.
Yeah.
We've heard that before up here tonight.
Being here in Haliburton is great. One of the years I was assistant governor, Haliburton was one of my clubs, and it's a small and mighty club. You know.
Well, thank you.
It does a lot, and
so, if you don't mind my asking, how did you become a Rotarian?
I was a Bay Street lawyer, and I wanted to get out of the city and move to a smaller community.
Escape to the country.
One of the reasons was I wanted to have a chance to get involved. And when I was growing up in Ajax, I was involved in my high school student council and so on, and we went to Rotary meetings. They took a student each week to their Rotary meetings, and so I got some exposure to Rotary. And I remember seeing an international student and hearing about different projects. And so when I decided I wanted to move to a smaller town, one of the reasons was to be involved in a service club, and the first one I thought of was Rotary. And as it happened, when I got a job in Muskoka, it was with Lee Roach and Kelly, and Sean Kelly was one of the guys who hired me. Sean was governor-elect that year, and district governor the first year I was there. So naturally, my vague idea of becoming involved in a service club snapped onto Rotary, and Sean was my mentor that brought me into Rotary a very short time after I moved to town.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming tonight. Hope you enjoy the evening.
I'm sure I will.
Thanks for your service to Rotary, and
congratulations to the Haliburton Rotary Club on 75 good years.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Greg Bishop, past president. What year were you president?
91-92.
91-92?
Yeah.
And how long were you a Rotarian?
31 years, 29 years perfect attendance.
You were young when you joined?
I was. I joined at the age of 23.
Wow.
Yeah.
Art was 24, so you got him beat. That's
there
good.
you go.
That's good.
I think Kim Emerson might have him beat too. I think Kim was 21 or 22.
Pretty young. So you have an affiliation with Rotary. Your father was president?
That's right.
So do you know which father-son combo you were?
Yeah. Number 5.
5?
Number 5, yep.
Nice.
Yep.
And do you have a few favorite Rotary moments?
A couple. I was involved with the Minden Rotary Club on a committee to bring Sir Edmund Hillary to town, 1995.
I remember that.
I thought that was great to get the two clubs together and do that. And the big thing in my year was to actually sponsor getting the ball lights and the ball diamond in West Guilford.
Nice.
Yep. So
that's
they keep
a couple good
still
projects.
being used,
I remember
right?
going to see Sir Edmund Hillary down in Minden.
Yeah.
That's very good.
One of the other members that won't be here tonight that just phoned me at 5 is Paul Wilson.
Oh, he's not coming?
He's not coming. A family emergency, unfortunately. And he was president 84-85. And the biggest project in his year, community project, was that he facilitated the purchase of the land that Echo Hill sits on today.
Imagine that.
Yeah, exactly.
Facilitating purchase of
$25,000. That was our community project that year, and I remember that year Paul was president.
What a great project that was.
For sure.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That whole part of the lake, it's all Rotary. So,
you bet, all Rotary.
What will the things that we have in Haliburton because of Rotary is unbelievable.
Exactly, sure.
I know you grew up with Rotary, so you probably had to join Rotary.
Yeah. I think he had me selling tickets when I was about 7 years old, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, Greg, thanks for your service to Rotary.
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks for coming tonight.
Yeah.
Enjoy the evening.
For sure.
Thanks,
Thank you so much.
David Zilster, welcome to Rotary, 75th anniversary event.
Thank you, Andy.
You were president for the 70th anniversary, right?
2014, 2015.
So pretty close, right in there.
Yes.
And you're not from Haliburton.
No, I'm not.
So you're a member of the club starting when?
2006 when I came here originally. And then I left and went to Barrie for 3 years, the Barrie Huronia Club. And then I came back and rejoined the club in 2013.
And you were president the next year?
I was.
Years.
That's correct.
And
I was fast-tracked.
So what brought you to Rotary? Why did you become a member of the Rotary Club?
Well, I was actually a member of a club prior when I was in Napanee. So I was just really involved with that community, and all the business owners were Rotarians, and they said, come on out.
Rotary's Rotary, right?
Rotary's Rotary. So no matter where you are, it's the same thing everywhere. So it's great.
And do you have a couple highlights?
Well, my year, I don't know. There used to be a lobster fest of some sort in the old days here.
Oh, steak and lobster, yeah.
Yeah, steak and lobster.
We've heard stories about those.
So I rebooted it based on the Barrie Huronia Lobster Fest. I took that idea and brought it back here, and we started that in 2015.
And it's been going ever since?
It's been going ever since. Successful. We moved it to...
do we have a date for it this year?
It's the second Saturday in June every year.
West Guildford?
West Guildford.
West Guildford.
Yes.
Get your tickets soon, folks. The Lobster Fest.
Are we live?
We're live. Like, this is all being recorded.
Oh my God.
This is live to YouTube.
Uh-oh. I'm going to start to panic now.
Don't start sweat. Anything else? Any comments on Rotary?
No. It's a great organization. Enjoy being part of it and giving back to our community. That's the main thing.
Thanks for doing this.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy the evening. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Richard, welcome to Rotary. 75th anniversary event. Tell us a little about your history with Rotary. When did you join? What caused you to join?
Oh boy, it's 14 years ago anyway that I joined. I got an invitation in the mail that they were doing a get-to-know Rotary sort of meeting, so I came in and it sounded really good when they did the presentation, went over everything about Rotary. I was kind of busy at the time, coaching hockey, being on the board of directors in the hockey league, so I said, give me a year.
You're perfect for a Rotary club.
But after the following year I joined, and
And you've been at it, you've been president twice.
President twice.
You were the first president to be president 2 times.
Yeah.
Which was a big deal in the club, right?
And I think I'm the tallest president.
You're definitely the tallest, tallest interview tonight so far. Is there a couple of highlights of your Rotary career that stand out?
Probably the one that stands out the most is when I was at the district conference in Niagara-on-the-Lake. And that was my first district conference. And just seeing what Rotary's involved in worldwide and the presenters that we had, it was like, wow, that was an eye-opener. And that made me get involved in the foundation and all that kind of stuff. So
nice. And you've been to an international conference too, right?
Just one in Toronto last year. So that was fantastic.
So tell us a little bit what happens at an international conference. Rotarians from all over the world converge on a city, right?
Yeah.
And they have... You tell us. I wasn't there. So.
Well, you have an opening ceremony, and there was so many people that they had to have 2 opening ceremonies. This was held at the time the Air Canada Centre, Scotiabank Place, a big arena.
Yeah.
So we were in the second one, and all kinds of presenters and that, and bands playing, and then we had breakout sessions, and every morning you'd come into the ACC. And they'd have the big presenters, like Barbara Bush was there, and Justin Trudeau was there, and there's World Ambassador Scholarship Fellows that were there. It was
huge.
Yeah, it's huge.
And a lot of people don't know anything about Rotary, do they?
No.
And
you're walking in downtown Toronto, and there's Rotarians, in their ethnic costumes, garb, from their countries, and you go into a restaurant to have a meal, and there's Rotarians from Nigeria or Rotarians from Australia. And,
everybody's Rotary's same, doesn't matter where you go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, Richard, thanks for coming tonight.
Thank you.
Enjoy the evening, and thanks for your service to the club. George Kadoki, past president. What year were you president?
2010, 11, I think.
I believe that. I believe that. And you're not from Haliburton. You have a history with Haliburton.
I have a history in Haliburton since 1954. But lived in Toronto most of my life.
And so what prompted you to become a Rotarian? Were you a Rotarian in Toronto?
No, I wasn't. I was in South Africa on a trip. I stayed with a Rotarian. He showed me what they did in South Africa. So when I get home, I'll have to look into it. So that was in 2005, and in 2006, I joined Rotary Haliburton.
You were in Haliburton at the time. You were in South Africa here listening to Rotary.
Yeah.
So we've heard that tonight. Rotary is the same all over the world. Doesn't matter. They kind of have the same goals and objectives. And do you have a highlight or two from your Rotary career?
Well, there was, I think, the opportunity I had to serve internationally.
Right.
I think that was the highlight of my time with
Tell
Rotary.
us a little bit about what you do over in India.
Well, in India, we partnered with the Rotary Club of Belur in Calcutta. We did supported eye operations over there initially in the countryside. We also eventually built a school for kindergarten and got instruments for the hospital and so on. So we did a lot of work out in the countryside, and Belur was our partner. And the last time I went to India, I stayed with a host family in Calcutta, and the Rotary Club of Ballure gave me this.
Nice.
Well, this is an opportunity to show
Perfect.
it off.
And we're still involved with that, right?
Yes, we
the club
are.
is still involved, ongoing.
Very much so.
So that's been going on for 8 or 9 years?
Well, more than that. I think the first time I went to India was 2008.
Nice. So, 11, almost 12 years. George, thanks for this.
Andy,
have fun
pleasure.
tonight.
And you.
Andrew, what year were you president?
2012, 2013, Andy.
Geez, that long ago.
Yeah, time goes by. But we had I was really fortunate the year that I was able to be president. We added another building of the many buildings we've added to in Dysart and in Haliburton. The band shell was built that year.
Very nice.
So that was pretty exciting.
Major project.
Major project that the Rotary Club did. Add on to all the other major projects that we've done over the years.
Yeah, and it's a landmark piece in town.
It's being well used. It's part of the park. It's used a lot for not only events but for concerts, and it's been a real good addition, I think.
And you have a long history of association with Rotarians in Haliburton. You want to explain that?
Well, growing up in Haliburton, I would say almost everything good in Haliburton, Rotary had a part of it. We had the tennis courts, you had the band shell, the early band shell, the park, the beach, just marina, hospitals, you name it, Rotary is a part of it. So it's pretty exciting.
And you have a family tie to the original charter club?
My grandfather on my dad's side, my dad's father was a charter member in Haliburton, and my mother's father was a charter member in Minden.
There you go. Not too many people are going to be able to say that.
Yeah, both grandparents, both grandfathers are charter members.
Nice.
Yeah. So this was a great night. Thanks, Andy.
Do you have a highlight?
Well, I think just the amount of community service we do and the amount of money we're able to put into the community and the goodwill and the work we do, I think it's just very exciting.
Yep. Thanks, Andrew.
Thank you, Andy.
Enjoy the evening.
Thanks, Andy.
Mr. Brian Nash.
Mr. Andy.
Brian, you've been president of this club before.
Yeah.
You're going to be president again next year.
Yes.
What year were you president first time?
2011, 2012.
And is there a highlight or two from that year or from your Rotary career that stands out?
Oh my gosh. Well, in that year, 2011, 2012, we created the Community Christmas Party. We started our assistance with the Food for Kids. We worked with Community Gardens and the Health Unit with their local food efforts.
Right. And we're still involved in that.
Yeah, we're still involved in all of those things, of course. And I guess those would be the things that stand out.
So you're not originally from Haliburton.
No.
So what would cause you to join the Rotary Club in Haliburton?
Andy, honestly, a really good friend of mine, Robert Denboer, who was also president.
Right.
In 2008, Robert suggested that I come out to Rotary. And I was a new resident of Haliburton. I came here in 2007. And I'm going to have to say my time in Haliburton, joining the Rotary Club of Haliburton, was the best thing I've done.
Nice.
For years, it was a wonderful, I looked forward to it every week because it was like going out to dinner with a whole bunch of friends once a week.
Yeah.
And it's just really enriched my life.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming tonight.
Okay,
Thanks for your
Andy.
service to Rotary. Good luck with your presidency next year.
Thanks a lot.
Mr. Art Ward, welcome to Rotary, 75th anniversary.
Pleasure
Glad
to be
have you here.
Pleasure to be here, sir.
What year were you president of the club?
76, 77.
And what year did you join? Do you know? You remember?
68 or 69, one of the two.
And the recurring theme through all these interviews tonight is stuff that happened at Wigamog Inn over the years that was connected with Rotary. So you were the innkeeper at Wigamog for a long time.
Indeed.
And there was a lot of Rotary functions went on there.
Well, I was always first on the list to get my bid in for all the functions. I always believed that if Christmas was coming up or St. Patrick's Day, why I was always in there with a bid early, so that everybody else that wanted to bid from another lodge, they could compete against me, but mine was in there first.
And do you have a highlight you want or a Rotary moment or two?
Well, mainly the inclusion of the caboose, the information center down Pike. That was a project that I was certainly involved with and enjoyed. Being involved in the tourism business was an important asset to the community.
And you're not originally from Haliburton, so what would prompt you to join the Rotary Club when you got here?
Well, I had been in Rotary prior to coming.
Oh, okay, so you're familiar with it. Nice.
Both London, the London East Club, and as a constant guest in the Hamilton Club when I was with Holiday Inns at the time. So I had been indoctrinated before.
Perfect. Well, enjoy the evening, Art.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming, and thanks for your service to Rotary.
You bet.
The Rotary Club of Haliburton has shaped the lives of many of us. On a personal level, it encouraged Dorothy and I to experience Rotary at the district and zone and other levels. And we were encouraged to do that by the many members of this club. And for that, we are eternally grateful. Leadership is critical to the success of any organization. For the past 75 years, this club has had strong and dedicated leaders. I would like to quote past President Ray Selby. While sitting with Ray at a meeting a few years ago, he said, "Nothing of importance has ever happened in Haliburton without a Rotarian being involved." Rotary attracts people of action who are leaders at the club and the community level. It gives me great pleasure to introduce to you the past presidents who are here for this evening. Now, I would like you to hold your applause so that we can get them all in and then we can get to eat. Starting off, ta-dun, music. Alan Bagg, 1973, 1974. Peter Curry, 1975, 1976. Art Ward, 1976, 1977. David Gray, 1977, 1978. Arthur Dawson, 1980, 1981. David Bishop, 1981, 1982. Doug DeVolen, 1982, 1983. Paul Wilson, 1984, 1985. Dale Robinson, 1986, 1987. Greg Bishop, 1991, 1992. Hugh Nickel, 1994, 1995. Gerald Jerry Walker, 1998, 1999. Ted Brandon, 1999, 2000. Linda Shadbolt, 2000, 2001. Andy Salvatore, 2001, 2002. Steve Roberts, 2003, 2004. Jim Henwood, 2005, 2006. Robert Denbour, 2006, 2007. Maureen O'Hara, 2009, 2010. Richard Van Noot, 2010, 2011. Brian Nash, 2011, 2012. Andrew Hodgson, 2012, 2013. David Zylstra, 2014, 2015. George Kadoki, 2015, 2016. And I'd like to mention there are a few others. Rotary is a very forgiving organization. If you don't get it right the first time, they'll let you do it again. Richard Van Noot, 2016, 2017. Richard, put your hand up. Steve Roberts, 2017, 2018. And Ted Brandon, 2018, 2019. Ladies and gentlemen, the leaders from Haliburton Rotary Club.